Okay, this is my 1000 point Sylvaneth army. This is led by a Tree Lord Ancient, and he has the command trait Gift of Gyren. The artifact is Silverwood Circlet, and the Deepwood spell he has is the Reaping. He's also backed up by a Branch Witch, and her additional spell is Regrowth. For battle line, 2 units of 10 Dryads, and then providing some heavy support, 2 units of Kurnoth Hunters, 1 unit with bows and 1 unit with scythes. Okay, that's everything.
Hi, this is Rachel, and I'm going to be playing my Seraphon army again. I've got a slightly different list to last time, so I haven't got Lord Croak here. I'm going to take you through what I have got. For my general, I decided to take a Slan Starmaster. Now I know he probably does look like a lot like Lord Croak to the untrained eye, but he's just a very, very old Slan Starmaster. And over here we've got this guy, so this is Engine of the Gods. For my battle line, I've decided to take 2 lots of Saurus Guard again, because I do like my Saurus Guard, they're pretty nails. And to buff the army up, we have the Astrolith Bearer here, and we also have an Eternity Warden down here. Now in terms of what we're taking, for my general, I've given him the Master of Defense command trait, so I can roll a dice for each wound or mortal wound my Slan Starmaster gets, and on a 6 up they're ignored. For my Engine of the Gods, I've given him a Phoenix Stone as an artifact, so he's going to be able to heal 1 wound each hero phase. What I've tried to do with this whole list is essentially create a lot of buffs, so everything's going to be helping each other out to help me get a lot of re-rolls, extra saves, things like that. The only downside is that since every single thing gets an extra buff from something else, they're all going to have to stay together. So depending on the scenario, it could become very difficult, so we'll have to see how it goes.
We're all deployed. The scenario we're playing is Take and Hold. That works around 2 objectives, placed I think 9 inches in from the edge of each board. Yes, it is. And the way this works is we have to get 5 models within 6 inches of the objective to hold it. And there needs to be no enemy models within 6 inches. If after turn 3, one faction is holding both objectives, it's an immediate major victory. If not, essentially we just slug it out until turn 5, and then you count up who's killed the most units. We rolled for Mysterious Scenery, and we've got Sinister, Sinister, Deadly, 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 Inspiring, Mystical, and right next to the big wedge of magic, Arcane.
Oh, look how that worked out!
Yeah, awesome. Sylvaneth Wildwood was placed centre board to just give me options in terms of at least defending some of the areas. So hopefully that'll work out for me. But again, we intentionally put plenty of terrain on here because we want the game to be interesting and not just a barren field. So in terms of deployment, I have Tree Lord Ancient in the centre field here. He's backed up with 10 Dryads and the Archers. I'm hoping to try and snipe out some of the powerful buffs in Rachel's army quite early on, but we'll see, because she's got a serious amount of re-rolling saves and things like that. We have a Branch Witch over here, and I'm not 100% decided what to do with her at the moment. And using my army faction rule, I've left 2 units essentially in reserve, and I can bring them on in any movement phase within 3 inches of a Sylvaneth Wildwood, as long as I'm more than 9 inches from an enemy unit. So I do intend to be doing that. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going first as well.
So, I've had to, as I mentioned before, keep everything together. Basically, everything's sort of getting buffs on each other, and I think the difficulty here is going to be remembering basically who buffs what. So I started out with my Slan Starmaster, and I stuck the Eternity Warden right next to him, placed my Saurus Guard, so I think they need to stay within 5 inches. Got the big banner guy, the Astrolith Bearer. So again, I think he's buffing basically everything. We've got the Engine of the Gods.
So vulgar.
No, interestingly enough, the Star Master's ability as well gives him, his command ability gives him the chance to give anything within 10 inches the ability to fly, which is great for this sort of scenery. So everything's just going to fly on straight through.
Straight through all of this and on to victory, no doubt.
Now the difficulty I'm going to have is actually the fact that I'm trying to hold objectives, but I can't scatter myself. This basically is, I'm trying to create a bit of a Death Star, so everything's got to stay together. So I've got to try and attack while stopping any enemy models from getting here. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. I think I'm just going to need to try and blast Phil and hope that he dies quickly.
Cheers.
No worries.
Okay, turn one.
Yeah.
So, first things first, I'm going to shuffle forward slightly with him, just keeping within 3 inches of that, because you never know whether that model is going to count. And I'm also going to lap this. You'll note I've not done anything in the hero phase. That's because all of my spells are out of range. Command ability also is basically summoning woods, and I haven't paid for any extra woods, so I can't do that. So just pop these over here. And just, they've got a 5-inch move, those guys, so just enough to clear there.
They're your snipers.
Hopefully attempt to snipe something off early, but we'll see.
I hate these guys.
The branch witch is a 7-inch move, so going to scoot along to there. And again, the branch witch spells, although I could, of course, cast. This is the test of Rachel now. I could have cast the protection on at least 2 units, couldn't I?
Sorry, Phil. The batteries are running out, so
Yeah.
no, I'm joking. You can do
Nice
it.
one.
You can do it. I really mean to Sam.
Are you really going to let me do that?
I
That's
am,
a good
yeah.
point. Okay, so Mystic Shield then,
I got
which
told
of
off
course,
last time I was mean to Sam.
Mystic Shield, which is a casting value of 6. So I'm going to cast Mystic Shield. Can I cast it twice? Is the rule of 1?
No.
It's only 1, isn't it? In which case then...
If I can't cast Celestial Deliverance 3 times for Croak, you can't cast that twice.
I'm going to try and put Mystic Shield on my Kernoff Hunters, and it doesn't really matter which one it was coming from at the start, so... And I've passed with a 10. Do you have any super dispels distances, or is it the standard 18-inch?
I believe it's the standard 18-inch.
Okay.
Yeah. I can extend my casting range, but don't.
Not that.
Yeah, I think
Good.
so.
Good. Okay, that's movement over. I said this was going to be a really short turn, because the only thing that really remains for me to do is to shoot with the Kernoff Hunters. They've got a 30-inch range. I'm pretty certain that's not going to be an issue.
No, I think you're okay.
So I can pretty much target. One would be out of range of that, but everybody is in range of that. And I don't know whether to start with things like the Eternity Warden on the hope I can remove it, or knock the Slan down at the moment. I think I'm going to go and try and remove models, because that's really going to give me an advantage in terms of your ability to hold. Plus I think they're all overlapping boons anyway, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
So 3 Kernoff Hunters, they've got 2 attacks each.
Okay, so what are you targeting, sorry?
I am targeting the Eternity Warden. That's the guy with the double-ended
Yeah, that's
pike, isn't it? That's the one. Kernoff Hunters have a Huntsmaster. That means they can add +1 to hit for the Huntsmaster.
Okay.
So I'll roll his 2 dice after the first 4. So this is 4s to hits, 3s to wound. So 4s to hits from the standard Hunters. And that's 1 hit. And then 3s to hit for the Huntsmaster. They both hit. Oof. And then I'm looking for 3s to wound. So that's 1 wound at -1 rend.
Just 1 wound to save?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be a 5 up in that case. Hey!
Right, I think that pretty much does it for my turn.
Okay, so this is Seraphon turn 1. One thing I have just remembered that I forgot to do straight after setup was the Ascendant Constellation. So I just need to roll off on that. I've had a look and it actually won't affect Phil's move.
And you did let me off with my Mystic Shield, so we're even now.
We are.
And we are.
are we actually Italian?
Yeah, we are Italian.
We should do like a thing in the top corner, one to Phil, one to Rachel.
Sam, can you insert graphics at the top on how many times we let each other off?
And then we should do a comparison to mine and Sam's game.
That'd just be none and none, wouldn't it?
Okay, so we're going to roll to see what we actually get, and this will be for the rest of the game unless I choose to change it. So it's a 1. I think that's not great. Add 1 to run and charge rolls for Seraphon units in your army while this constellation is ascendant. Okay, but at the start of your hero phase, when I do get to that, then actually I can re-roll for that if I want to. Because I think for me, probably the 5 and 6 or the 3 and 4 could be quite good. So I would do my command ability. I just need to see if my Astrolith bearer needs to put his banner down now. No, he waits until the actual hero phase. So we'll do the command ability first. I am going to struggle to remember all of this.
Don't worry, it's fine. We can keep a tally.
Okay, so his command ability basically just lets, as I mentioned before, anything within 10 inches can re-roll stuff. They get flying. Oh, and they can re-roll failed save rolls in the shooting phase. So if I had failed that,
you could have re-rolled it.
I could have re-rolled it anyway. How good's that?
Oh, this is going to be so much fun.
I didn't mean to make it this nasty. I just thought...
No, I'm sure you didn't. Right.
Anyway, it'll probably backfire. Okay, so his command ability is sort of a passive thing, so actually it won't take effect until we start doing movement. So we can start going over into things like spells now, re-rolling my constellation, and
what?
and also planting the bearer down as well, so we get buffs if I want to do that. So I'll start with re-rolling the constellation. And because as I said, I'd rather get a boost on either my casting or my re-rolling hits. So I will re-roll it now. Now it can backfire because if I get a 1, my slan is basically useless for this. So I need a 4 just to be able to actually change the constellation at all. A 1. Okay, so he's useless.
Okay.
Gutted. Okay, so moving swiftly on. Okay, so I can't actually cast any spells now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it can really backfire on you. So straight on to movement anyway then.
Unless you want to do shooting first, and then I'll let you have 1 back so you can do movement. And then I'll tally it up better.
Yeah. Okay, so as these guys all have flying, then they're all just going to try and move straight through the scenery. Now the only thing I've got to be careful of is when I set up, I was really careful in making sure that everything fits together and they're all within ranges so they all get the buffs. So I need to just make sure that as I'm moving them, that doesn't change.
You need like a special template just to handle,
Yeah.
just to handle the movements.
I do. Right, I'm going to move this guy first because he's got 8 inches. And I think what I'm going to try and do is, because I get the feeling that obviously you've left people off the board so that you can bring them in around the woods. So I get the feeling I'm going to have things come in from around here or even potentially from around the back.
That may well be my plan, yes. I can't say.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trying to move things sort of around here as a bit of a defence, because as I say, the main thing for me is I need to defend this objective. Right, so he will basically just move around there. And again, I do need to try and keep him within...
What?
I'm pretty sure Engine of the Gods is in your hero face as well.
Oh, that's so good. I think I might get 1 extra tally here.
Aww. In your hero phase. Phil, can I go back?
Sure.
I told you I've made this list.
You've only moved 1 model. Just relocate it back. It's fine. I'm not even going to count this as a go back. You've only moved 1 model.
Oh, jeez.
Unless it kills anything, in which case I'm counting it.
You get like the whole, like, you get an extra turn thing. Okay, so yeah, that's my problem. I've made this list far too complicated. There's too much going on and I've got way too much to remember. So with this guy, because I've kept him within 10 inches of my slan, normally he'd get 3 dice to roll and you've just got to go with whatever result you get. But because he's within 10 inches, I actually get 4 dice. So I'm going to take 4 and I'm going to choose the result that I want. I could start shooting things. That could work.
That sounds like fun.
Although it's within 25 inches, so although that might just be within range, so I could try and shoot at that if I had a 6 to 9. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could do that if I wanted to. That probably is the best thing for now, if I am within range. Quite easily in there. Okay. So let's try and shoot up your little witch. D6 mortal wounds. Oh, that is nasty.
Just check that line of sight.
Man.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on then.
D6 mortal wounds.
Get this done. So you just roll a d6, that's it. There's no to hit or anything like that. Brilliant.
Do you want to count this as one on your little tally?
Nope. Maybe. We'll see what you roll.
Oh man. 3. Okay, that's sort of even. How many wounds did she
50-50
have?
on counting it. She has 5 wounds, so she's down to 2 wounds.
Taken her out in one go.
You could have taken her out in one go. So she is down to 2 wounds already.
Fantastic.
And that's before you even start shooting. Do you have any shooting?
No, I've only got this guy who can only do 8 inches, so you're all right.
That's all right then.
So you're all right for this turn.
Phew.
So I just, as I say, need to start moving things around. So this guy's got 8 inches.
Oh, it's movement now, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's confusing because he's gone backwards and forwards a few times.
Someone's a little bit sour.
No.
Okay, I think everything else, yeah.
Could have had the decency to shoot at my unit with the Mystic Shield. Oh no, it wouldn't have worked anyway. No, actually carry on.
Right, so if you go there. These guys are like meant to be people that like help and defend heroes, but they're just like hiding behind the slan.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah. Like, I'm here to protect you, not really.
I'm just hoping you'll keep marching forward and take the objective. Leave the objective behind and then I can just, hey! Surprise!
Now I think, now that I've stopped moving everything, I'll put them back. I think that is me pretty much done at this stage.
Okay,
Yeah. I think that's
so we just need to roll off the next turn then. See who goes first.
yes.
Here we go. Oh, yes! Do you want, one.
These ones are not helpful for me.
Okay, this should get interesting then. So this is in my hero phase. Straight into my hero phase, and I need to be thinking, I don't think anything's been daft enough to approach within 3 inches of the wildwood.
I'm not that silly.
So you're not that crazy. I need to activate my command abilities, don't I? So I am going to heed the spirit song, which gives, until my next hero phase, I can re-roll saves of 1 for Sylvaneth units that are within 10 inches of the Tree Lord.
Oh.
So as long as I'm clever with where those are there, I can re-roll once. I mean, it's not like a blanket re-roll of the entire army, Rachel. I mean, that would be overpowered, wouldn't it?
It would, Phil, you're right.
It would, wouldn't it? It would indeed. Into the magic, the branch witch has the regrowth ability, which is a casting value of 5, and she can heal D3 wounds. So casting value of 5.
Oh. That's highly unfortunate.
That's great. That's great. It's good. The only thing to cast now is Mystic Shield again, which will have come off this unit, won't it? So I think again I will place Mystic Shield on my archers from the Tree Lord Ancient.
Okay. What did you get?
I rolled a 4.
What?
Okay, onto my movement phase. And as I've said, I've got 2 units which I can bring in within 3 inches of the woods. And as long as they're more than 9 inch from an enemy unit, I'm obviously going to attempt to charge as well. So we'll know what it's a 9 inch charge.
That is not friendly.
It's not friendly, is it, at all?
I've really upset you, haven't I, Phil?
And I'm not sure whether to bring the Dryads in at this stage. I actually think I might. I might try. This is probably a really bad idea because I'm holding on to the dryads for a turn. So all I'm going to do for now, I think I'm going to remain fairly stationary. Actually, you know what?
You gonna let me come to you?
She might as well pile through here.
I mean, she's gonna get shot anyway, so.
Exactly. You're going to blast the bejeebies out of her.
It's a shame. I didn't realise I could have killed her in one turn.
Oh, crikey. Well, you're certainly going to attempt to kill her in the next turn, aren't you? So let's
always a
attempt
possibility.
that into the charge. I'm really hoping for some decent charges there. Okay, into shooting.
Nasty little bowman again.
You've got re-rolls to save on anything. I'm going to attempt again to take out the Eternity Warden.
You don't like that guy, do you?
I just think it's. I think I'm a Warhammer 40k focused fire kind of guy. So I think once you've decided to kill something, unless something dramatic happens, it's not worth changing your mind. And all you've done so far is move forward. So, right, falls to hit. A bit better. And 3s to hit with the Huntsmaster. So 3 hits at the moment. I am looking for 3s to wound. So that is 3 wounds at -1 rend.
Ooh.
This is 5 up, re-rollable.
Why do I get my re-rolls again? I can't actually remember.
You read something out that you said anyone within 10 inches gets a re-roll, I think. Did you just make that up?
Probably just made it up. No, there was. Oh, yeah, it was my command ability, wasn't it? Yeah, if you're within 10 inches, re-roll failed save rolls for shooting phase.
Excellent.
Okay. But 3 hits this time, that's pretty nasty.
Super.
Alright, so just
2
one
saves,
re-roll.
1 re-roll.
I'll put them
This
to the
isn't
side.
good.
Come on,
So I've seen your
re-roll.
ability to roll dice.
Yes!
Oh, for heaven's sake. Right.
That is amazing.
Shooting over.
I'm all about the defense in this game.
That's not.
I'm going to gloat a little bit.
It's like the gloat pose.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to attempt charges with the branch witch. She is going to need 6 inches. And we already know the Kernoff hunters are going to need 9 inches. So let's go for the branch witch first at 6 inches. And she's in with an 8-inch charge.
Ooh.
And the Kernoff hunters, double 1. So they go nowhere, which is probably about as bad as it can get for me, really.
Probably, I think.
But I kind of
witch.
figured you were going to, kill her next turn anyway. So might as well activate her and go for it. So activating the branch witch, she's got Fury of the Forest while she's within 3 inches of Sylvaneth wood.
I reckon she probably is just about, isn't she?
She's just outside of 3 inches of the wood. Okay, I've got 2 attacks, 4s to hits, 3s to wound. So 4s to hits, both hit. 3s to wound, both wound. And this is a dash rend, so you just get your standard save on this.
Okay, which is 4 up.
Yep.
Oh.
So that's 4 damage so far. And then the bitter grub, which is the little doohickey hanging around on her shoulder, gets 1 attack, 4 to hit, and fails to hit. So that's 4 damage. How many wounds does that beastie have?
10 wounds.
So it's down to 6 wounds.
She's done a bit of damage then.
She's actually done a bit of damage, which I'm not going to complain at that.
So I've got my sharpened horns, which is 4 attacks, 3s to hit, and then 3s to wound. Okay. So 3 hits. 3 wounds. And then what damage is that? It's 2 damage each. So you are pretty dead right now.
What's the rend on it?
-1.
And she has a 5 up save. So I've got to make 3 6 saves. Not feeling positive about this.
No.
She's deader than dead. Dead. Winner of last year's.
I'm a bit
Dead
annoyed
Branch
at how
Witch
much damage she did though
competition.
before she went.
Well, you know, she was going to die to some filthy shooting attack anyway, wasn't she, at some point?
This is
So
true.
there goes the Branch Witch. But she did manage to take 4 wounds off of that beastie, so it's at least reduced its effectiveness, hopefully. And we'll see what happens next. Those Kernoff hunters are pretty angry about that.
Seraphon turn 2. And I'm going to try and remember to do everything in my...
Hero phase.
Yeah! I need like a list, just like a little tally. Do this, do this. Right, now, I think I might, as dangerous as it could be, try re-rolling for my little celestial ascendant-y, whatever it's called.
Okay,
Yeah,
go for it.
the little heavens thing. Let's try and move the heavens. Okay, so on a 4-up, I'll be allowed to basically re-roll on that table. 4, perfect. Okay, so now we actually re-roll for the actual effect to see what I get. So again, I'm looking for anywhere between 3 to 6.
Hopefully a 1.
And we got a 6. Boom, smashed
Cheese and bread.
The result of this has basically meant that I can re-roll hit rolls of 1 for Seraphon units in your army. So everything's getting a re-roll, a hit roll. Re-roll hits of 1.
Right.
Boom. So the Astrolith Bearer, if I do decide to plant him, I can extend my cast range by 8 inches and also add 1 to the result of casting. So combined with this little arcane scenery, I should be able to get most spells off. So what I might do is bang that in the ground.
Pants the banner, I think is the term we use, but yes, banging in the ground. I think it's probably fair to say your battle plan is to defend that objective and destroy me over a distance with all sorts of powers.
To some extent, yeah. I mean, I've got to be a little bit careful just because I don't have any shooting. So actually, these guys are pretty nails in combat.
So I have to come to you, really.
To some extent, you possibly do.
Which, to be honest, is my plan anyway. I plan to try and move you off that. I want to try and wrestle the quick win from turn 3 onwards, but we'll see. We'll see whether it's even possible.
The other thing as well is because I've taken the Phoenix Stone on my Engine of the Gods, I can actually heal 1 wound per hero phase, so I'll do that as well before I forget. So he's back up to 7.
Oh, awesome.
I'm sorry, I didn't realise how filthy this was. I genuinely didn't. I was like, it's either going to work or it's not.
I think we know which way it's going.
Interestingly enough, what I can do is this guy can march forwards and then I can actually do spells through him. So if this guy doesn't have enough reach, but this guy's further in the battlefield, basically your spells come from this guy instead because he's classed as a skink hero. So that's pretty cool. Okay, anyway, back to the point, Light of the Heavens. So normally it's a casting value of 6, but I'll obviously only need a 4. 1 because of the constellation that we've got at the minute, and because it's within range of this. So I actually only need a 4. 9, okay, so it's safe to say that that's off. I'm going to be pretty safe when it comes to battle shock tests because I've got other things as well that help.
I mean, I have to kill things for you to get battle shock. You are aware of this, don't you?
So I'm going to try and cast Mystic Shield on my Engine of the Gods. The reason I'm going to do this is because I highly suspect that these guys are going to try and charge again. So I want him to have as much protection as he can possibly get. So to cast Mystic Shield, I need a 6. So again, I actually only need 4. Okay, awesome. Easily cast. So Arcane Bolt has a cast of 5, so I need to roll 3. Okay, again, that was easily done. So now I just need to roll D3 to see how many wounds your snipers take.
Who's casting this?
Sorry, that's coming from this guy, so I suppose if you're in range...
No, it's 18 inches, isn't it, to this spell, and you're probably about 24 there.
Right, so D3. So 2 mortal wounds.
Okay.
And so the last thing for me to do is Engine of the Gods. So what I'm probably going to do is just roll, see what I get, and then decide whether I can even choose what I do anyway. So.
Yeah, okay.
So I get 4 dice again. Oh, if only I had Croak. I rolled 2 6s. I'd definitely be using my rerolls. Potentially a Whirlpool of Starfire.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, okay, cool. It's going to have to be the Whirlpool. If the result is 4 or higher, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Which they're not, so they're safe.
Phew.
So what I'm going to do just start to move this guy round here so he can start charging, because he can be pretty nasty, but I get the feeling you're going to start trying to pick him off when you can. Now again, I want to stay outside of 3 inches of that wood, because I don't like that wood. So he's going to go here. Right, so he's got 5 inches as well. So he again will just go and stand next.
Anybody on the chats who are asking what kind of gamer is Rachel, then this is the kind of gamer that Rachel is. I've got 4 inches to be 3 inches out of 10 inches of that, which gives me re-roll of the re-roll with the re-roll. And obviously then I can re-roll.
Yeah, no, this does sum me up. I try and make out like I'm really nice and everything, and I'm just not.
No, I've decided that little count back that I said I wasn't going to count. I think it might be counted.
Right. Ugh. The scenery is all making it all very awkward.
Sorry, but it looks great.
It does look very good. Okay, so I can't do any shooting, I can't do any combat. Might have to hand it over to you.
Excellent. Rolling for initiative on turn 3. Here we go.
Yes.
Oh no! Come on. So Seraphon getting the initiative.
Yeah. Okay. So Seraphon turn 3. I've just rolled off, so I get the first turn. Trying to think what's actually.
You weren't ready for this, were you? Because you were expecting me to get it.
I will heal him up as well. So that's because of the Phoenix Stone. So he's back up to 8.
Oh, brilliant! That's great news.
He's slowly healing.
Exactly what I needed you to do.
If I remember correctly, so it's just going to be magic and the engine of the gods. I don't think I'm missing anything now. This is Light of the Heavens, and this is the one where I basically my battle shock tests are all.
Super.
You know, I'm going to do basically.
Like a re-roll of the re-roll.
Yeah, it's so cool. Okay, so casting value of 6. Let's see how we get on. Let's move that. 9. Okay, so that's fine. That's off. So that's again for the whole. Basically all my units.
And who's that coming with it from?
So that's coming from the Slam Star.
Could you just measure if my Tree Lord Ancient is within 18 inches for me?
Yes.
So if I can do the end, and you can tell me whether it's 18 inches or not. So
that is, yep, easily.
In a second. And it doesn't matter, I roll a 5.
Mystic Shield, again, I'm going to stick it on my Engine of the Gods just because...
Plus 1 save.
Yeah, so I might as well.
Worth it every time.
6, bang on. Right, okay, Engine of the Gods time. So,
joy.
Right, let's see what we get here then.
This is the bit we've all been waiting for.
The Azure Energy. Yeah, I think that's going to be at the snipers again, because why not?
Okay.
Okay, so straight on to D6 Mortal Wounds. Let's see what we can take out. Now we're hoping for 6s, obviously.
Obviously.
5 will do me. I'll take 5.
So there goes 1 Kernoff Hunter, and then that takes the other Kernoff Hunter down to 2. I'm
just going to go on to movement. So he's going to come down here, and then everything else is going to move 5.
Okay, Sylvaneth turn 3. So this is all about, can I get these 2 objectives for this instant win? Because that entire army is pretty indestructible, but it's indestructible when it remains as a tight knot, and that's what Rachel's done. So I'm thinking if I can keep the army back, dash some dryads round the rear, it's so easy for you to fall back, I think, next turn. But if I get the initiative,
that's what it's going to come down to.
This is going to come down to just a couple of dice rolls, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we'll see. I think I am going to try and take out this Engine of the God. That's what this is going to be about. The Tree Lord Ancient is going to attempt to awaken the woods. So this is a casting value of 6. And if I achieve that, the forest comes alive and inflicts D3 mortal wounds to anything within 3 inches of the woods.
Oh, that's what I forgot.
And Rachel was charging forward to get her 10-inch radius over me. So casting value of 6, and I've rolled an 8.
Oh, hold on.
I'm assuming you can attempt to dispel that.
So I need to be an 8. I can't believe I forgot to go in the woods. Alright, here we go. Yes!
And you've dispelled it. That is wonderful. I'm going to retreat back with these.
Interesting.
No particular reason, but they've got a huge amount of range.
That's very
And
true.
I want to try and keep them out of combat at this stage. The Tree Lord Ancient, I can't go within 3 inches of you, so I'm just going to get to 3 inches of
This
you.
is going to be an interesting battle between him and the engine of the
These
gods.
are just going to move a bit forward, so I've got more models within 3 inches of the woods. It doesn't help me too much at this stage. The Kurnoth Hunters are going to try and get back in the game, really, so I might as well run them. And I've rolled a 5. That's great news, because that gives them a 10-inch move. My Dryads are going to appear, and lo and behold, they've got to be within 3 inches of the Wildwoods.
Would your snipers have to have done a battle shock test?
They would have, wouldn't they? Do you want me to roll that, Rachel?
No, you're all right.
We count that as that one you owe me,
Yeah.
We must remember Battle Shock next time. Okay, shooting. Kurnoth Hunters into this beastie. I know it's not providing boons, but it's got this horrible radius weapon, so if I can take this thing down, and any wounds off of it are going to help me take it down further in combat. So, Kurnoth Hunters hitting on 4, the Hunter hitting on 4s, both hit. The Huntsmaster hitting on 3s, 1 hit. I am looking for 3s to wound. That is 3 wounds again, Rachel.
He has got his Mystic Shield on him.
Oh, so
Be
4s.
Okay.
But the re-roll, is that gone? Because you've
no,
unplanted?
shooting phase is within 10 inches. So I do get 4s and re-rolls.
So 4s and re-rolls. So this is unlikely to do anything, but let's go for it.
Well, we will see.
And that's
Don't
no
even need the
problem at
rerolls.
all. Which leaves me with the Tree Lord Ancient. This is the Doom Staff. So the Doom Tendril Staff is 2s to hit.
Nice.
3s to wound. And this is a 3 wound, so this is a -1 rend again. So you've
Oof.
got a 4-up re-rollable.
Okay.
I think we know how this is going to. This is still shooting, yes.
Cool.
So re-roll.
What's the damage on this?
Not telling you, re-roll.
Oh, it's going to be like D6. Oh.
Oh,
Ah. Let's try again. Come on. No!
so this is a D6
Oh, I
damage.
knew it was.
Oh, 1. Come on. You all right with that? Yeah, no, you're
all
perfectly
right,
fine. Yeah. You would be.
Right, let's put him back down to 7.
On to combat. I'm going to assault with the Tree Lord. It makes absolute sense, and I may follow it with the Dryads depending on how I do. So 3 inches,
Okay.
and I'm in. I'm going to activate the Tree Lord into combat.
Okay.
The first things first is sweeping blows. He's on full wounds. These are 3s to hit, 3s to wound. So 3s to hit, so that's all hit. 3s to wound, that's 1 wound. So you've got 1 -1 rend save to make.
Come on then, 4. No! What is it with 1s
This
all
is
of a sudden?
D6 damage.
Right, need a 1. 2 will do.
2. That takes him down to 5. I forgot my ground shaking stomp, which I meant to do at the start of combat. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal. Well, it kind of is. 4 up. Didn't get it anyway, so
Okay.
it doesn't impact combat. I'm going to hit with my Impaling Talons, which is 3s to hit. I hit. Impaling Talons are 2s to wound. And this is a -2 rend.
Oh, that's pretty nasty then. Okay, so now it is actually a genuine 5. No re-rolls. Yes.
Okay. And I think because it didn't inflict a wound, I can't actually use the model gets slain rule,
Oh.
which is unfortunate. If I'd have inflicted a wound, and then I rolled a dice and the result exceeded the number of wounds the enemy model had left, so if you'd have gone down to 5 and I'd have rolled a 6, it would have simply removed the model.
That is nasty.
It is nasty, but
Yes.
it didn't work. So, over to you, Rachel.
I will do my Sharpened Horns, which is 4 attacks, and it's 3s to hit. Ah, so okay, so I get to re-roll that 1. Yes, okay, so that's all hits. And then 3s to wound. So 3 wound, and your save is at -1 rend.
Tree Lord Ancient has a 3-up save, so this is 4-up save, but I'm re-rolling 1s. So I can re-roll that one. So that's 1 wound.
Okay, 2 damage.
2 damage. Okay, so that takes the Tree Lord down to 10 wounds.
Okay, so my next attack is the Crushing Stomp. Now, because he's on 5 wounds, he only gets 2d6 attacks as opposed to 3. But we're still looking for high numbers here. So he's going to get 6 attacks. Now I want 4s to hit. Can re-roll my 1s. Which is a good job. That would have been a terrible roll. Oh, that's terrible.
Terrible, terrible.
Wow. You know what? I think that is all I can do.
So that's the end of the turn.
So now we see whether this game is over.
So, Rachel, this is all about who rolls 1 dice higher than the other.
This is it.
Are we really going to do this?
I know.
Let's do
As
this.
if we've brought it to this point. The thing is
Why don't we just do this at the start? There's a battle report. Roll a higher dice. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh! No. I still think we should have done best of 3.
Of course you do.
Okay, so
4. That banner's going down, so I'm going to get extra range.
banging it in.
Yeah, bang it in the ground. Right, so we've got extra range, extra casting ability. We're going to do this. Okay, so let's do Mystic Shield first. Right, casting value of 6, so I need a 5.
Who's casting this exactly?
It's the Slan. So he's the only guy that can actually cast spells.
Right, okay then.
So you could try and dispel this one.
Yes, probably, yeah, I can try at least.
Okay. 6. Oof.
So you've passed on a 6.
Yeah, so you'd need a 7 to block it though, because it is still +1.
Okay. I'm just going to check something. I'm sure you can't use... Roll a dice whenever a spell is successfully cast within 6 inches of a wood. Even if it is unbound. We'll measure that afterwards. I am going to try and dispel this anyway. I don't think you're within 6 inches of the wood, but we'll try. So I need a 9, do I?
7.
7. Oh, and I roll a 4. So you're comfortable at that, but I do need to measure if you are within 6 inches of those woods.
Okay.
And the reason being is you can upset the woods, basically. They're very delicate little flowers. No, you're 7 inches away, so you're safe from that.
Okay. At the hero phase as well, he also increases his wounds back up to 6. I will do my Battle Shock one. Light of the Heavens. And I need to get a 6, so actually I need to get a 5. So 8. So that's off again. I think I will do Engine of the Gods now, just to see what we get. 11, 12. Yeah, so basically I can either choose 1 unit does d6 mortal wounds, or I can do the one where everything within 10 inches potentially gets d3 mortal wounds. We'll do the d6 mortal wounds against it first. So we're looking for high numbers. 4. That's not terrible.
So that's 4 mortal wounds.
Yeah. And then you can have a battle shock test anyway.
True. So this could go quite nasty for me.
Yeah. Okay, so then I've got...
I'm going to leave that one because that's my spritey, and I'm going to remove that one.
And then, so I want to try and cast Arcane Bolt, which has a casting value of 5. Normally I'd need a 5. So
If you did use it from the Engine of the Gods, you'd be rousing the forest, interestingly enough. So I do think it's wise to keep back.
Yeah, and I've just thought I've put my banner in the ground anyway, didn't I? So I get extra range because of that.
Okie dokie.
Cool, okay, so let's kill these dudes then. So I need, normally I'd need a 5, I actually need a 4 because of my banner. So let's go for that. Easily done, got a 7. Okay, so this then is d3 mortal wounds against these. 5, so that is 3 mortal wounds.
Ouch.
Right, this is getting interesting. So then shoot him, javelins at the big tree dude. So 4 attacks, 5s to hit. Okay, so no hits.
Okay.
That's the shooting phase done. Oh, you move first, don't you, anyway?
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference.
Do you want to move?
Well, I can't move that one anyway, so what I'll do is I'll move.
And I can no longer... Yeah, move forward if you want to move forward, that's fine.
And then
But
I'll...
don't forget, you could take more people into combat against the Tree Lord Ancient. If this is going to go down to points, you want to kill the Tree Lord Ancient.
That is very
And
true.
you want to move away from the Kernoth Hunter scythes, don't you? Because they will hurt if they get into combat, yeah.
Okay.
Look how big their scythes are.
Okay,
So-
cool. So if I just sort of move him... So yeah, if they start going in that way,
Yep.
and they all can pretty much start going in that way.
Okay.
Right, so do I just roll 2 dice and they've basically got to get
Yeah,
within...
that's your charge. So
One
if you've done all you've done all your shooting, haven't you? So yeah. So those guys look to be, that unit over there looks to be about 5 inches away. So let's say 7 inches on that unit, and I think it was about 5 inches on the other unit, wasn't it?
Cool, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so let's do the 5-inch one first. 5 inches? 7, perfect. Okay, so
Okay.
they're in.
So move the front one in.
But then presumably, I mean, they'll have to go in
yeah.
the forest.
So he's crossed the forest on a charge, so he'll have to make a roll. I'd try and pile him without touching the forest base, basically, if you can. But you do have to put everybody in, so yeah. Have to get as close as possible, so
Yeah, I basically...
yeah. I'd actually go for the extra attack. It's only a roll of 1. And we'll see. And then you needed a 7 for this one to get the first
that
guy.
will only get one guy in.
Yeah,
so
and we'll move that one guy and work the rest out based on that 7 inches if you get it.
Yeah. 11. That'll get quite a lot.
Okay, so if we take the front one,
Yep.
is that okay? And we move that. That's your kind of 7-inch move. So even if you were to say, so that's 8 inches maybe.
You're starting
Probably 9 and 10. Bear in mind they were further back. I think you're looking at 3 on the rank there. Does that make sense?
Even that's quite generous, I think, to be
No,
honest.
but I am generous. So,
Happy with that?
combat.
Yes.
You get to, before you activate, I get to do a ground shaking stomp.
Oh, wait, I need to roll to see if they got hit by the tree.
Oh yes, so 2d6.
Okay, so high numbers. That will do me. 6 and a 3. So they're okay.
But don't you get re-rolls? In which case, ground shaking stomp for me.
Okay.
And I am looking for a 4+. And indeed, I get the ground shaking stomp.
Cool.
And,
what does this mean?
if only I could remember. I was so expecting not to get it. I've put it far from my mind. The ground shaking stomp. So at the start of the turn, roll a dice. Oh, sorry, for each enemy unit within 3 inches of the model. On a roll of 4 or more, that unit is knocked off their feet, and they must subtract 1 from all rolls to hit in the combat phase.
Ooh.
So I have rolled 1, 5, haven't I? So we need to decide which unit. So 1, 2, the furthest unit. 3, 4, the big beastie. 5, 6, the other one. So let's just work out who that is. So it's the big beastie that's been affected. Now the guard unit on the left of the beastie for me. So yes, they're at -1, and the other guard unit, no.
Right.
So
which are the only ones not affected?
So these are the ones. Oh, these are the ones not affected. This was the left of the big beastie, wasn't it? So that's what I said. So the beastie and that unit are at -1 to hit.
Right, okay, I just need to make a snap decision. I'm doing my Engine of the Gods. So I would need 4s, but I do get rerolls.
So you need 5s to hit. Is it 4s to hit?
Normally it's 3s, but I actually need 4s.
Okay, so 4s to hit, re-rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 2 hits with 2 re-rolls.
Yes.
And that's all 4 hits. And to wound?
3s. Oh, not
That's
great.
2 wounds.
-1 rend.
-1 rend. I have got, so that's 2 wounds. I've got a 4-up save then, re-rolling 1s. Re-rolling the 1. Fails, so that's 1 wound he's taken.
2 damage.
Right, so he is down to 8.
Okay. And then my next attack with this guy, he gets 2d6 attacks here. 10 attacks, that will do me nicely.
Who's that? The geek? The little gecko dude?
No, this is my Engine of the Gods.
Oh, okay. So what, just attacked me just now?
Engine of the Gods, yeah.
Right, is it 2d6
4, 6,
even though he's
8.
taken wounds?
Yeah,
Seriously?
normally it's 3d6.
Oh my god.
He's normally nasty. 2,
Right,
4,
okay
6, 8.
Get my coat.
Okay, so 4s. Normally it's 4s to hit, so it will be 5s to hit, but I do get rerolls.
Okay.
So that hits naturally. Now presume.
So 3 natural hits and then reroll.
Yeah.
And there's a few more.
Oof. Yeah. 8.
8.
Mm.
So 8, any rend?
No, you roll out on this one.
So this is 8 3-up saves, re-rolling 1s. Oh. So far he's taken 3 wounds. And re-rolling the 1. Oh, re-rolling the 1. Oh, 4 wounds.
Only 1 damage this one though.
Oh, 4 damage, yes, right.
What's it down to?
Down to 4. Oof. You're doing splendidly well.
So it's what you want to kill, I suppose.
Well, it's tricky, isn't it? It would be foolish to attack the beastie because he's already attacked me. So I am going to attack the Saurus Guard that doesn't have any form of negative, which I think is this unit of 5 here, isn't it? So I'm going to pretty much direct everything against them, I think. And considering I'm down to 4 wounds, that means I've taken 8 wounds. So it's not looking good for me because, of course, everything's been pretty much messed up here now. So this is 1 attack from sweeping blows, 3s to hit, 3s to wound. I've wounded. This is a -1 rend.
Yeah, okay, so these guys actually ignore rend.
Okay, so your standard save.
Well, they ignore rend unless it's -2 or better. So a standard save, which is a 4-up, 3 down.
So this is D6 wounds, but they're pretty woundy, aren't they, these, anyway? So I don't think... 4 wounds then.
No, they're not. They've actually only got 1 wound.
That's 4 damage. That's 4 of them gone then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, massive impaling talons. This is a 3s to hit. So I have hit, and unfortunately to wound now is a 3+. So that's wounded, and this is a -2 rend. So you are going to take that -2, I'm afraid.
Yep, so you need 6s. Nope.
So that's 1 damage. So that's the unit gone.
That will be it, yep.
And then it's over to you to activate. So let's remove that unit.
Okay, so there's going to be 3 of them in range. So normally that would be 6, 7 attacks, but they each get an extra attack as well because of the Eternity Warden. They've got 10 attacks. Normally hitting on 3s because they've got that stomp thing on them. They'd be hitting on 4s, but they do get re-rolls. 4s to hit with re-rolls. Okay, so 7 hit.
7 hits, so I get 7 saves.
-1.
-1 rend.
Sorry, 7 hits, but I need to roll for wounds.
Oh yes, please do.
7. Okay, so 3s to wound. Okay, so 5 saves -1.
Okay, so I need to make 5 saves at 4-up, and I can re-roll ones.
So you've made 3 naturally. So you've got 2, and you can re-roll this one. Okay, so you've 2 hits there.
2 wounds, yeah?
Yeah, 2
Oh, what's
wounds.
the damage?
Just 1.
So he's down to 2 wounds. He's hanging in there, but not for long, I
Okay,
don't
so
think.
then the last attacks that they can make, just 3 attacks. 5s to hit, 4s to wound. 1 6, 4 to wound. Nah, okay.
That's the end of a rather messy combat. We've got some battle shock to do. I just need to roll a d6. For the simplicity, I'll just roll this. They are all dead. So that was my little reminder for re-rolling ones, but they are all dead. Off they go. He's down to 2 wounds. Obviously, he doesn't take a battle shot test. He's not taking the casualties. Down to 2 wounds, but he's still standing. That's the important point. It's going into my turn.
Yep.
Yeah, you've killed a lot of points now. and you're probably going to finish off a few more points by the end of it. So let's see where we go from here. First things first then, Gift of Gyron, I can do D3 wounds, recovery, heal. So, whoop, let's try that again. Oh, thank goodness he's got 3 wounds back.
What?
Which I kind of needed. So that takes him to 5 wounds. If I can find the 5. So it's back up. Well, you did a lot more than 5 in one turn, so we will see where we go from there. The next thing is going to try and do, and I fully expect you to dispel this, but I am going to cast the Reaping, because that will do D3 mortal wounds to anyone within 9 inches of him. The casting value of 6. All enemy units within 3 inches suffer D3, but I've got a silver gauntlety thing which extends any spell by 6 inches. So there we go. Of course I don't. That would have been quite useful at this stage. Yeah. I have a command ability, of course. I'm going to re-roll saves of 1 on myself again. Proved to be quite useful last time, so why not? Movement. It doesn't make a huge difference. In fact, I'm not going to move those at all. I'm just going to try and snipe this guy away again. In fact, you know what? Why not? Because I could still move forward, and worst comes to the worst, if they pull off an almighty charge, they could help that combat out, so why not? These have got a 5-inch move, and of course I'm going to get within 3 inches of him, so they're right at the 3-inch mark. And it really doesn't seem wise now to try and go for this. It's almost like I need to just try and kill as much as possible. So the furthest possible dryad is going to move the furthest possible point, which is 7 inches to there. And the rest will follow up. And we'll see if we can get a charge into the back of that beastie. Because if I can knock points off now, there's no way I can capture that objective. I don't have enough people around it. So let's just see what we can do. Shooting, the Kurnoth Hunters are going to try and snipe out the Eternity Warden. So this is, with the Kurnoth Hunters, I am looking at 4s to hit and 3s to hit. So 4s, nope, 3s, 1. They have not done anything this game, have they?
No, normally they're
3s to wound, they have wounded, so you need to make a save at -1 rend.
Eternity Warden has a 4-up save.
Okay. So he's -1 rend, so that makes it a 5-up save.
Yes.
Does he get a re-roll?
I don't think he does any save, no.
Okay.
I think it is just a genuine 5-up. 3, okay. So
he takes D3 damage.
Wow. Have I really kept saving it?
That's just 1 damage to that chap.
Wow, okay.
So really hope to have done more, but then again, if you don't hit with any...
What was giving my re-rolls before then?
Something was giving you re-rolls to save on shooting.
Yeah, I do get re-rolls on save on shooting.
Do you want to roll again?
Why not?
Go on, I'll let you have it. It's only 1 damage anyway, it's really not going to affect the game, but he's taken 1 damage then.
Right, so what's he on? He's got 7 wounds, so he's down to 6.
Excellent. Barely scratched the surface. Tree Lord, the Tree Lord Ancient, is going to fire his Doom Tendril Staff. He's only got 1 attack with this. 4s to hit. And he misses. So the Doom Tendril Staff, when I really, really needed it, didn't.
Yeah, your rolling's not been great.
It's not been great this game.
I think that's been the main issue.
Yes, possibly. Okay, why not take the Kurnoth Hunters into this unit here? Because it seems to be the only way to go. They are going to need 8 inches to get within ½ an inch, so let's try them. I'm just going to check nobody's closer, but I really don't think they are. I mean, this would be 9 inches. You can roll the charge and pick your target anyway, can't you?
Oh, can you?
Apparently so.
Yeah, do that then.
10.
Nice, okay.
Who's worth the most points? What's he like in combat? How many wounds has he got, actually? That's the only thing I'm interested in.
He's worth the most. Wounds-wise, he's got 7 wounds. And he's got a 3-inch range with 6 attacks.
10 inches. I know what I'm doing. The big beast. You know what? 10 inches. I've only got to get within ½ inch to constitute as in combat, haven't I? So I can do that. And I'm going to put them in, that is going into base of both of those. And with 10 inch, I literally can do that. So I've dragged all of that into combat and given myself options on who to attack.
Cool.
The Kurnoth Hunters are going to attack the Warden at the back. They need 3 inches and they are in at 6. So they pile in there, they pile in like that, and that piles in there. And they've got a 2-inch reach anyway, so all of those attacks are going in. And then the next thing then is the Dryads need 6 inches to get in. This is going to be a hell of a battle, and they've done it with 10 inches. So they are flying, and I'm going to intentionally make sure that this unit is within 3 inches of the woods. But additionally, I'm just going to move your markers up there, wrap around. I want to see how far I can get with those 10 inches. The reason I want them within the forest, or at least within 3 inches of the forest, it does give me a bit of a bonus. Not a huge amount, but a bit of a bonus. So if I was going to take anybody out, the first person I'd probably want to take out is the rerolls to hit. But then you are going to drag my tree lord down. There's nothing I can do about that. And the most points probably sits somewhere else. He's probably not that high value, is he?
Right, so these two are quite heavy points wise. So I think he's 300, the Slandmaster, and he's 260. So there is a good chunk of my army in there.
Right. How many wounds has that got left? It's got 6 wounds left, hasn't it?
Saying that though, this Astrolith Bearer is 160. So you're still taking out a decent amount.
The Tree Lord is going to attack with his sweeping blows. He at least is up to 2. 3s to hit. And 3s to wound. No, yes, 3s to wound. So you've got 1 save at -1 rend. And he makes it.
Boom.
Well, that leaves me the Impaling Talon, which is 1 attack, 3s to hit, which I hit. And to wound with the Impaling Talon, I need... Oh, I think I'm back up to 2 at least. Okay.
Well.
No, it's not. I've just not got the rolls this game, have I?
No.
Okay, over to you.
Right.
So who do you want to activate for?
The
Who is attacking?
Astrolith Bearer.
Right, okay then. It doesn't really matter. Ground shaking, stomp. I've forgotten against all the dudes.
Okay.
Which would have made a difference. Carry on anyway. It wouldn't have been him.
Yeah, okay. So 3s to hit, all hits. 3s to wound. Or wound, -1 rend. So 3 saves, -1.
So 3 saves, -1. This is the Kurnoth Hunters, yes? So the Kurnoth Hunters have a 4-up save.
The scythe ones, by
the scythe ones. Well, I am going to put my Tanglethorn Thicket down, which means I can only pile into 1, but I can re-roll all failed save rolls, yeah? So this is a 5-up save, did you say? Because it's -1. Did you say -1? So 5-up save, re-rollable. All re-rolling. So that's 2 damage against 1 of them. Okay.
And then I've got some fearsome jaws, 1 attack, 4s and 4s. So re-roll, hits, wound, wounds. Okay, so 1 more save to make, no rend.
No rend, okay. So this is 3-up re-rollable. Ooh. 4-up re-rollable. Failed, re-roll.
Failed, another damage. Jeez.
Right, so I activate next. I forgot to do the stamping feat of the
Yeah, you can do that now then.
Should we do that now, and just because it will affect the rest of the units around him, won't it?
Yeah.
Can you just name the units in order around him? I think it's only the big beastie, isn't it? So the big beastie. Big beastie doesn't. The Saurus Guard does. So they're at -1. In which case, then I am going to wrap the Dryads, do my 3-inch move, 3-inch pile in. Oh, sorry, dude. And wrap that into there. Then they can all close up on this. And I am going to direct all my attacks against the big beastie.
Okay.
So because I'm within 3 inches of the woods, I get 21 attacks with 4s to hits, 4s to wound, but I get Enrapturing Song, which means I can add 1 to the hit roll made for Dryads against an enraptured unit. And also, you are -1 to hit against me because I'm within 3 inches of the forest.
Yep.
So 3's to hit. It's actually not a bad roll, that's the first decent roll of the game, possibly.
Yeah, I should have attacked them, I think.
4's to wound, yeah, but you've got a lot of saves against them, no rend.
I know, but I could have picked them off quite easily, I think.
True.
I think I'd have been better just doing that.
So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 wounds actually against you, so they've done better than I expected.
So 10
But you
saves at 3 up.
3 up save, yes. There's 1. Oh dear. Do you get a reroll?
I don't think so. I think he might be dead.
So we've got 5 Saurus Guard remaining in this combat here.
Right, are they they're at a disadvantage to hit though, aren't they?
Yes. They were, sorry, yes, -1.
So they're going to be hitting on 4s.
But they've got a lot of attacks, haven't they? Don't they get +1 attacks because of the banner and... Yeah, okay then.
Yeah, so 16 attacks and only 4s to hit. Oh, let's roll that one. Okay. 10 hits. And I believe it's 3 to wounds. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8 wounds. So 8 saves, -1 rend.
So that's a 4 up save, re-rolling 1s.
Yeah, you're dead.
How many
4,
wounds?
6 wounds.
Okay, so that's 6 wounds. So he's as dead as a dodo.
So the 2 big beasters have all gone now.
So they've taken each other out, leaving this huge hole in the battlefield now.
Yeah.
That's incredible. My activation, I think I have to move towards the nearest model, so I'm going to have to split my attack. So these attacks against them, this attacks against them, so it's a bit of a waste, but there's not a lot I can do about that, I don't think.
Okay.
Kernoff Hunters, this is the Quivering Vicious Claws. So 2 against the guard unit. They need 4s to hit, 4s to wound. Oh, and they get 3 attacks each actually, so 4s to hit, nothing. So the 1 against the Slan, 4s to hit, 1.
I don't know what is up with your rolls.
4s to wound, 3. So that's that. Oh, it's your activation. Oh wait, hold a minute. Trample underfoot at the end of the combat phase. Pick an enemy unit and roll a dice for each Kernoff Hunter. That's the end of the combat phase, not the end of this combat. So
Right. Okay.
don't forget my trample underfoots.
Okay, so I think all I've got left that can attack is this guy and my Eternity Warden.
Okay.
Both.
Well, seeing as though the Dryads, well, actually both of those units have attacked, so it's almost irrelevant who you
Yeah.
attack with first. Just do them both as 2 combats, and then we'll do my
Cool.
my dudes at the end because
Alright.
it makes sense.
So we'll do my Slan Star Master. He's got 6 attack, 4s with rerolls. Okay. So 4 natural hits. Yeah, all hits.
Okay.
3s to wound. It's actually pretty nasty, isn't he?
Pretty nasty.
Okay, so 5 saves, -1 rend.
Okay, so this is 5 up saves. Whoa. And that's 3 wounds I've taken. So that's 1 dead and the other one down to 4 wounds.
Which one?
Oh, sorry.
Does it have to be that?
It was him that was wounded, leaving. So it's leaving the Huntsmaster.
Which
Who's
one's
over there?
that one?
There it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot the Huntsmaster was +1 to hit actually, but who cares? Okay.
Okay, so what was the last one? It was the Eternity Warden, 1 tap.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 attacks, 3s to hit. Oh, does he get rerolls? Yeah, I will do his within range. Thankfully I get some rerolls there, because that was terrible. Okay, 2 hits, 3s to wound, 1 save, -1 rend.
So they've got a 5 up save, the Dryads. So I've got a 6 up save, which I failed. So that's 1 Dryad
damage.
gone. Oh, sorry. So 2 Dryads down. Do you want to remove them?
Yep.
And then the last thing is
Well
my.
done, one more.
Oh, sorry. Go on then. One more attack. Oh, you've got more coming.
Yep. Force to hit, force to wound, rerolls. No, okay.
So it's my Kurnoth Hunters now.
Yeah.
So 3s to hit with the standard guys. And 2s to hit with the Huntsmaster. And then that is 3s to wound. So that is 5 wounds at -2 rend, Rachel.
Ooh, it's 2 rend.
Yeah.
Oh, 6s.
Okay.
Don't think he's got any rerolls either. So it's just going to be.
Cock dice.
No, it's alright. We'll leave it as 4. Okay,
So that's 5d3.
Oh, it's only 5 once.
Is that all he's got? Okay. Yes, he's dead.
Yeah,
then.
he's
Yes,
pretty dead.
Okay. Pop. Right.
Okay, so you just need to do a battle shock test.
Battle shock test on who? Who would be? Oh, so the Kurnoth Hunter.
Yep.
Need to do a battle shock test. It's taken 1 wound on that unit, hasn't it? 1 casualty this turn. So the Kurnoth Hunters are bravery 7. So 1d6. So I rolled a 5.
Yes, that's okay.
So they're okay.
Then the Dryads.
And the Dryads took 2, and they are bravery 6. And I've rolled a 4. So
You're
again,
okay
they're
then,
fine,
yeah.
equal bravery. So that's the end of that turn.
We're at the end of turn 4. Normally we'd go on to turn 5, but we have realised how long this battle report's gone on for. So we've both agreed that actually we've both done a reasonable amount of damage, and we're both happy to tally up the points and see who's won.
This has gone on so long, and I think partly because we're both learning our armies,
I think I made a stupid list.
partly because there was a lot of overlapping powers from Rachel.
I'm not sure how much of that is accurate as well. I think it's going to be one of those where we watch it back and there's going to be so many comments saying, Rachel cheated, Rachel did this wrong.
I don't know. It was so confusing. I just in the end I was just doing whatever you told me to do, like add 1, take 1 away, -5, it'll all be fine. So we tallied the points up. We treated the end of turn 4 as if it was the end of turn 5. In other words, there was no major victory. It's a minor victory to whoever's tallied enough points up from destroyed units. So this is the important bit. It has to be a full unit that's destroyed. So on my side, I lost the Tree Lord Ancient, the Branch Witch, and a unit of Dryads, which came to a total of 520 points.
And on my side, I'd lost the Engine of the Gods, I'd lost the Saurus Guard, one of the Saurus Guard units, and my Astrolith Bearer.
Ah, and that came to?
It came to 500, so it's very close, and I just won it.
It was a good battle. I enjoyed it. I think obviously tactically it was a really tough unit, but it was obviously limited in terms of its maneuverability.
Difficult, yeah.
And the game could have been over at turn 3,
yeah,
couldn't it? There was a dice roll.
That's literally what it came down to in the end.
And if we'd have gone on to turn 5, who knows how it would have worked out. My Kurnoth Hunters with scythes are still at full strength, bar a couple of wounds. I've still got a fairly decent size of Dryads left, but you still have the Slan and 1 unit of guard, so it would have been difficult to know who's going to cause more damage there.
Yeah.
And maybe one day we'll do that as the math hammer and try and work out, but who cares? We'll move on. I think it was a valiant win for Rachel there, so thanks for the game.
Yeah, it's good to test out the list. But I think that's the interesting thing with Sigmar, it is objective based, isn't it? So Death Star units, actually, as good as they still can be, you've got to be careful about objectives.
On a bigger table, with a bigger army, I think that unit would have struggled, maybe. It would have been more manoeuvrable. Yeah. But the objective markers could be further apart. We played a game last week where there was 4 objective markers. You would have had a real problem getting any
I'd have had to just try to killed you by turn 5.
Okay, well, we hope you enjoyed that. If you could keep up with it.
It's frustrating.
Who knows? And we'll see you at the next one. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.